What is up, guys? It's Techno here, and I have a brilliant story for all you guys on LSNation. So first off, let me introduce myself. My name is Techno, and here on my channel I actually post Call of Duty content and CSGO content, but I'll talk more about that at the end of the video. So today I've got a little story here for you guys on LSNation. The story I have today is happened around 2 weeks ago. This was quite recent, and it was actually a little story about me having a little fight and argument with my neighbours. So I'll tell you guys about the story. So recently, for the past like 2 months, I've been having a loft conversion in my house. So that means I'm turning my attic into a 3rd floor, so it'll be a new bedroom for my parents. And what that basically requires is, because there'll be lots of builders like around the house all the time, not any right now because everything's finished, but what that basically means is that we had to get a skip. And if you guys don't know what a skip is, it's basically this large metal container that you have to buy in order to like throw all your rubbish away, because we have like big pieces of like rubbish, like we have to like scrap the walls off, and we have like large pieces of wood that we have to just like throw away, and so that requires a skip, which actually costs quite a lot of money to order, so like we can put all our rubbish in. So we had that outside, and basically now we start to get into the problem here. Basically, one day me and my dad came back from somewhere, and we discovered that there was quite a lot of extra rubbish in our skip, and it wasn't actually our rubbish. We saw like some like small like black bin bags of like lots of just rubbish in there. So we're just like, okay man, it was just like some neighbours or something, they just put some like small little rubbish in there. Okay, whatever, let's just move on. Okay, so then the next day we come back, and it was Friday night. We come back and we see tons of more rubbish in there. We see like all these like gardening equipment, all these more bin bags of rubbish. We see more, we even see chairs like in there, like three chairs in there. We're like, what the hell, what the fuck is all this in here? So we were like a bit confused, but we just didn't think of anything of it. We just went to go deal with the situation like the next day. So then on Saturday, my dad was like, okay, can you help me? We're gonna go to the Neighbours, which we actually found out who was actually did it, because like my dad, he was just like standing around somewhere, and he saw like a man like just put some stuff in, and we actually found out he was to put the chairs in. So we're a bit pissed off at him. So we went round to his house. We knocked on the door, and my dad, he was like, okay, hi, do you think we could maybe take your rubbish out of the skip, just so we have room to put our rubbish? And he was actually really nice about it at the start. He was like, okay, yeah, sure, I'll go and do that. So then we go back into our house, and we go and finish, you know, like taking a carpet off for my new room. So then the guy knocks on the door, and he's like, oh yeah, okay, so I've taken my 2 bin bags out. And this is the funny thing, is that on the night that we actually saw him put the rubbish in, he actually put 3 bin bags in there. So then he says that he's only taken out 2. Now my dad was like, okay, what about the 3rd one? And then he just like, oh, what 3rd one? And then we were like, we told him, okay, we saw you put 3 bin bags in there, you've only taken out 2. So this is when the argument starts. He was like, no, I only put 2 bin bags in there. And then my dad, he was starting to get a little bit angry, and he was like, no, you put in 3 bin bags in there. Okay, so now this is like literally the beginning of the fight. They both go outside, they wander outside, they start screaming at each other, like insulting each other, and my dad was like, take your rubbish back and stuff like that, and the man just kept on denying everything. Okay, so I was out there because my dad, he wanted me to help him just in case there was an actual physical fight or anything, and I was actually helping him. I was like insulting the man as well. I was probably insulting him a bit too much. I did throw in quite a few insults in there and stuff like that. And then basically what happened is that his wife then came out of his house, and then she was like, oh yeah, we swear on God, we didn't put 3 bin bags in there, we only put 2. And obviously we could tell they were lying, because we saw the guy, you know, put 3 bin bags in there. And then what the guy did is that he actually starting to get a bit aggressive. So he was like pushing my dad and everything, and then his dad, my dad and him, they were like both face to face to each other, and they were like, it seemed like they were about to get into a fist fight. And basically what happened is that I went over there and pushed the guy off. It was like, get the fuck off him, you know, just like trying to protect my dad and stuff like that. And he kind of just fell back a little bit. And the funny thing was is that every time I was insulting the guy, he kept on just saying "watch your mouth" to me. He just kept on saying that every single time. So then what happened after that is he started to get a lot more angry. What he did is he grabbed some of the rubbish outside out of our skip, and he just chucked it into our front house. Like, he just chucked it like just in front of our house. So we just got a bit annoyed. We picked up all the rubbish and just put it aside for now. And we my dad, he literally just punched the guy. He just punched him. And then the guy, he just fell back a little bit, and obviously he was like hurt, so he couldn't really do much. And then after that, they just basically kept on trash talking each other. I threw in a few insults there, and the guy was threatening to call the police for like assault and things like that, but he never did. It was just a threat. So then the guy went back into his house, and then what we did as a little revenge is that we got the bag of rubbish that he threw in front of our house and just threw it in front of his house. We just threw it onto the window. He didn't actually notice. I'm pretty sure he probably noticed like the next time he went out, but whatever. Anyway guys, thank you so much for listening to this story. Please like and comment and subscribe to LSNation, and subscribe to my channel. It will probably be in the description below. Thank you guys so much for listening and watching. Thank you and goodbye.